Continuing our conversation now with Reverend Derek McCoy. And let's get to the bottom line. 8 years of peace under Barack Obama, regardless of whether you liked him or disliked him, it was peaceful. No drama Obama. President Trump is now campaigning on a motto of law and order. In fact, I'm going to play for our audience the commercial that he is showing. Take a look.
We cannot allow the righteous cries and peaceful protesters to be drowned out by an angry mob. The biggest victims of the rioting are peace-loving citizens in our poorest communities. And as their president, I will fight to keep them safe. I will fight to protect you. I am your president of law and order and an ally of all peaceful protesters.
But you know the bottom line. The bottom line is President Trump says, I'm going to restore law and order, but all of the images that he is showing have taken place during his term in office. So why should people be so stupid as to say, you know, this guy's going to make things better because they weren't like that before he got into office?
Understand. And I think when you go back to President Obama, no drama Obama, as you say, maybe that was the challenge, that we did not address enough issues that we should have addressed. And we knew we had stirring issues going on during his administration, definitely during the second part of his administration. There were a lot of mounting issues that we would all say, yeah, they were coming.
But wait a minute.
Maybe not the solution.
President Obama did not stand before a group of law enforcement people and say, when you're arresting them, don't be so nice. You know, sometimes just hit their head when you put them in the cruiser. That wasn't Barack Obama and that wasn't Joe Biden. So how can you point back to the Obama administration and say, well, maybe they should have done a little bit more? George Floyd was killed during the Trump administration. Breonna Taylor was killed during the Trump administration. Barack Obama went to Mother Emanuel Church in South Carolina and led the congregation in a spiritual prayer, trying to bring about healing. These things that we're talking about now, this violence, these protesters, these I can't breathe, this Black Lives Matter, that's on the Trump administration.
I see. This is where we probably would disagree. I agree it happened during the Trump administration. I cannot blame President Trump for George Floyd. I cannot blame President Trump for Breonna Taylor. I blame a system. I'm not going to even call it systemic. I'm going to blame a system that has been brewing for a while. I think we have all acknowledged, or we probably would acknowledge, well, we acknowledge that there are issues that we should have been addressing for quite some time. Should we have done better police reform?
Is doing a better job addressing the issue of racism than the Obama administration did?
Well, I think you could do a better job at that. No question about it.
That's not the question. The question is, do you think the Trump administration is doing a better job addressing the issues of systemic racism than the Obama administration did?
I think the Trump administration has worked hard in terms of policy to make sure that they are addressing issues in Black communities across our country.
That's not the question. That was not the question.
But here, this is where I'm going to say the proof is in the pudding with the Obama administration versus the Trump administration in terms of Black people. You're looking at what have they done from a policy standpoint, not just the rhetoric of what we're talking or how we stand up in front of a podium. And I get it. We have two totally different presidents, two totally different styles, two totally different, diplomatic perspectives of how they address situations. But when you start looking at how a administration has addressed issues in communities, I think the Trump administration has not done bad for Black people at all. I think they have done a great job from a policy perspective.
I want to make sure I get this right. You think President Trump has been better for Black folk than President Obama?
From a policy perspective, yes.
Even though the first thing that he did when he came in,
we can go down the list.
When he came into office, the first thing he tried to do during his first 3.5 years was undo everything the nation's first Black president did. Is that good from a policy perspective for Black Americans to destroy somebody that a lot of people looked up to?
Well, you're talking about pretty much the healthcare issue, and the healthcare issue, I think, is one of the big ones. We call it Obamacare.
So now President Trump is trying to get rid of Obamacare when people are losing their lives because of COVID-19.
Right. Now, it's kind of an interesting issue that COVID-19 has now come up, and we've been addressing Obamacare. The initial side of Obamacare was a contentious issue from day one. I think a lot of people, it's interesting because even people within the administration, in Obama administration, and I remember talking to several folks that said, did you read the full policy? No, we didn't read it all, but we felt like we needed to pass it. And so I'm thinking there were a lot of issues that were problematic within that Obamacare side, if I looked at doctors that were friends of mine, and I understand folks in the business community, they looked at this policy as really a problematic policy that began to really not just demoralize the medical profession, but also really put them in a real strenuous position financially.
And the first person that would admit
there needed to be changes within this.
Right. The first person that would admit it was not perfect was President Obama. Has President Trump made it better? I mean, what is the Trump health care plan?
He was trying to make that better.
What is the Trump health care plan? I mean, he keeps saying he's going to unveil it. We're now almost to election day. What is the plan?
Right. I couldn't even tell you what the plan is at the moment, but what I can tell you.
So we agree on that. We agree on that.
There we go. There we go. We can agree on that one because I think they've been trying to make strides towards that, and I can't speak to something that is not even materialized yet. However, when we look at the other issues in the different areas, I think it's important. I think a good guy that you could even look at is a Governor Larry Hogan. He has been one of these Republicans that have done a phenomenal job in looking at Freddie Gray's situation in the midst of riots, and then you also understand how he handled that situation with the mayor of Baltimore, who I was intricately involved in that situation because I'm right in the Baltimore area and in the D.C. area, the DMV area. So I understood that not just from a book perspective, but I understood it from a natural personal perspective, that these are ways that maybe we can advance policy, advance some things in communities that are hard hit, that need help. There's no question you can't tell me that Baltimore City doesn't need help, that Chicago doesn't need help. There are cities systemically problematic around our country that doesn't need help.
I got 30 seconds left. I want to make sure I get this right. Larry Hogan, good? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Jackie Robinson, good? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay, good? Yes or no?
From a fight perspective, yes. From a war perspective, no.
Colin Kaepernick, good or bad? Yes or no?
He took a stand. I give him kudos for making a stand. I don't like when he stood, so no.
Last but not least, Donald Trump, Black America, good or bad? Yes or no?
From a policy perspective with Black America?
No qualifiers. You did yes or no with all the others. Yes or no?
I got to give it to him because I have to look at it honestly and say, from a Black America policy perspective, he's good.
Pastor Derek McCoy, thanks for being with us today.